What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all. It's your buddy Big Johnny G from Two Gun Pixie Presents Legendary Gaming, and my friends, I am here to tell you about a game. I'm back. So thank you all for subscribing to the show, to the channel. This is great. I love that people are enjoying this. I'm getting a lot of comments on my energy and passion. Apparently I need some more caffeine, some of the comments have been. I'll try my best to get some more caffeine and Monster and 5-hour energy shots in me before I do the next one. I promise you won't see any more of those low energy ones I'm doing anymore. No sirree, Bob. Who's Bob and why do we say no sirree? Anyway, what I'm here to do now, let me just explain something. I did originally start that I was going to do this as a full product review. And I really would like to. Because I've done a couple of other videos on this. The 20-Sided Warriors have shot a video on this. And so if you've seen any of those other videos, you already know that what I'm going to tell you is positive. That we really did enjoy this game. Secret Unknown Stuff. Escape from Dulce. Alright, we really enjoyed this game. But it's not on Kickstarter yet. It's going to be on Kickstarter this week. In fact, by the time you're watching this, it may even be on Kickstarter right now. So what I was sent a prototype. A Kickstarter prototype sent out to reviewers. So this is not the final version. This isn't the final version of the board. This isn't the final version of the character cards. Everything is a beta version. So I didn't feel that it's going to be totally fair for me to give you a full product review of this. So instead, what I'm going to do is I haven't done this yet, I'm going to give you a Kickstarter preview. Woo! I think that's the best way to handle this. So this game is going on Kickstarter. It may be up on Kickstarter now by the time that you are watching this video. So the first thing, let me just tell you something about this. There is a reason why me and most of the 20-Sided Warriors love this game so much. And yes, we like the rule system, we like the combat system, we like the characters in the game. I'll be getting to all that. But what we love about it, especially me and Tommy V, what we really love about this game is the theme, what it's about, Escape from Dulce. Unless you're really into ufology or are an ancient astronaut theorist, then you probably have never heard of Dulce Base in New Mexico. Part of modern day pop culture UFO lore is that after we encountered the aliens in the 1940s, we ended up making a deal with them, and a mesa in Dulce, New Mexico was hollowed out to be turned into a base where both us humans, American government officials, scientists, I believe mostly, I would imagine, and the aliens work together. Now, this is a well-believed, whether it's true or not, is not my place to say. But it's a well-believed theory with ufologists. And that is what, keep putting this away, that is what this game is based on. So we found that to be fun and, let's face it, freaking hysterical. Really did. So that right away going into this game made us want to play it. After playing the game, we had a ton of fun with this. So it's easy to say I had a ton of fun. So what I want to do is I want to explain to you what it was that we found fun, what we enjoyed about it, and why this game needs support on Kickstarter. So first of all, as you already see, we have a very cool board. Yes. And of course, being who I am, the nerd I am, at the age I am, the very first thing I thought of when I saw this was the three-dimensional chess from Star Trek. That definitely popped in my mind. I think even, I think Ryan made a mention of that during our playthrough preview where we showed a round of the game. So that was mentioned. But yes, this totally made me think of that three-dimensional chess thing. Now, ever since I was a kid, I've been a sucker for board games with three-dimensional pieces. Ever since Hero Quest. Another one I loved when I was a kid was the Disney Haunted Mansion ride. They had a board game for that, which I loved, and mainly because it had 3D pieces and it had parts of the board that were like cog wheels that could change your positioning and the way you were going. And so I've always been a sucker for this kind of stuff in a board. But this, I've never seen a board game like this before, where you're going to have like these multiple levels like this, and you're going up and down. Well, you don't want to be going down. You're going to be going up the levels to escape. It was amazing. So this totally took us by surprise how cool it was. And as we all mentioned during our 20-sided shots after our first playthrough, even for just, you know, an unfinished copy to be sent out to reviewers, we were really impressed by the sturdiness and the detail of this, and just can't wait to see what the final product is going to actually look like. If this is what they're sending out to reviewers, if this is the non-final review copy, we can't wait to see the real version at the end of that. Now, all of these things are double-sided. They have different layout of the rooms and different icons in those rooms. And so it can be mixed and matched. It can be played straight through one side or the other. There's a campaign mode. You can play a simple escape mode, kind of default version of the game. So that helps with replayability. And in this game, between that and the amount of cards that you're getting with the monsters and a little bit of story added onto it, it's going to make replayability pretty darn high. Even the baseboard, where you start in the very basement. You start in the basement, folks, so to speak. Doesn't even need a level. See, it's just this. This is also double-sided. Always cool to see when a company does a double-sided board. Now, another thing that we really liked. I'm going to get to this. Hold on. Another thing that we really liked. Let me move this super cool three-dimensional board. Another thing we really liked was how you keep track of combat. I want to show that to you. Now, again, remember, pardon me. Remember, none of this is final. This is not the final version that you will be getting on Kickstarter. I'm going to keep reminding you of that just to make sure, in case someone missed it earlier on and fast forwarded. I want to make sure I say it enough times. This is not a final version, but this gives you the general idea of what you're looking at. So the way this combat board works out is really cool, because this is where you put the different decks. For the Lizardmen, for the Greys, for the Dulce military security team, for the mutations, and then finally for the robots. And you're going to put each one of these decks here, and when you enter a room and you have an encounter, it's going to tell you what is in that room. So if it tells you there's two Lizardmen, you're going to take the top two from this deck, and you're going to put them here, boom and boom. Right here where it says first enemy, second enemy. And when you figure out initiative, there's little counter chits, tokens for the monsters and the players, and you're going to put them right here in your initiative slot. So during the course of the game, you're always going to see the monster, the villain that you're fighting. You're always going to have access to seeing the initiative chart and how that flows. And this down here is very, very important to the game. This game has a little bit of a old school video game charm to it, in the sense that you have 3 lives. Well, not 3. You have 4 lives in this game. But video game classics have 3 lives. So what happens is, if you die in the game, there are 4 clones that can be activated. You only get this 4 times, and that's for the whole party. Not every single player has 4 clones. There are 4 clones available to be created, to be made in the vats, so to speak. So you do have multiple lives, so to speak, but only limited. You have to be very, very careful. In fact, the playthrough game we did, 3 of the 4 of us, so 2 of the 3 of us died in the room. Another one had died earlier, so that was like we had 1 life left. At that point, for a simple playthrough, to get the idea, if you watch, you already know, we ended it there. But later games that we've played has continued to go on, and this whole aspect of cloning, or regenning, so to speak, really does help, because this game is tough. This is not an easy game necessarily. And I don't mean that for rule-wise. I'm talking about your encounters, the monsters, the villains you're going to be facing, because this is an RPG-style game. So there are going to be higher level of encounters that you're going to have. And if you haven't squirreled away enough spoils that you've collected, then you're going to have a really hard time with some of the later encounters. So that's where this whole aspect of being able to clone yourself really makes it a more even playing field. So we really loved this. I would like to see this actually incorporated in more games. I would like to see combat board similar to this. I think this is a great style. And this is something else that we really loved about this Kickstarter game. It's not double-sided because there's no need for it to be. At least this version. I don't know about the final version, but I still don't understand why they would need to anyway. So I'm assuming the final version will be one-sided. This is where you're going to be keeping your encounter cards. Yeah, so there's a lot of little boards. I mean, this game will take up a bit of a footprint on your table, that's for sure. But because these boards are separate, you can really manage your table space a lot better than most big imprint footprint board games, you know, where the board is the board and it's going to take up that much size and that much space regardless. But this, you can mitigate the amount of space that you're taking. So yeah, it takes up a large space in your table, but you can change it up and figure out what's going to be the best way to set up the boards while having enough space for your players and their player cards, which are pretty big. I'll get to that in a moment. So this is really cool because you're always using 2 encounter decks at a time. There's levels 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4 encounter decks. So you're always using 2 of them at a time. And the boards that you're on, the levels and the boards that you're on, that's what the Roman numerals are for. They're going to tell you what number cards that you're going to be using, encounter cards, for that particular level that you're on. So you would just put 1 here, leave a space for the discard pile, and so on. The loot deck for pile right there, self-explanatory. It's nice to have a little space for it. Now the alarm level is very important because every time you have an encounter, you're going to be moving the man in black piece miniature. You're going to be moving him along here. And every level, as you can see, it says it right here. I'm not telling you anything you can't see yourself. But every level will determine a difference in how things are going on at the Mesa. Because by the time you start getting into the yellow alerts, they realize that something is afoot. So there's going to be more guards out. By the time you get to the red level, they're actively looking for you. And if you get to that black dot at the end, the man in black himself appears. And he's the uber boss of the game. And you don't want to see that too early. Because as I said earlier, you need to get equipment. You need to get loot to get the better gear so you can handle encounters like that. So you got to be very, very careful. So yeah, so the whole fact that you can set up the board how you want, I think is really great. Yes, as I said, it's going to take up a lot of space, but you're able to manage that space a lot better than just a one-piece static board. So that was a big bonus to us too when we were setting it up. Our table is barely 3 feet wide, so this helped out enormously. Totally did. Now, last thing I want to talk about. Now, there's a few other things, a few other components and stuff. I'm not going to be bringing them out because they are, beta versions of the dice and everything like that. If you want to see that, you could take a look at our unboxing, our What's in the Pixies box, and you can also see some of the chits and dice and tokens and stuff in action in our playthrough. So I'm going to leave them there. This is your character board. This one right here. Let's start with Amelia Earhart. What happened to Amelia Earhart? Well, she got abducted by aliens, of course. What the heck do you think? She thinks she crashed on an island in Fiji? Come on, be realistic. Occam's razor here. She got abducted by aliens. But she's one of the characters. Now, I'm going to show you a bunch of the characters because some of them are really cool. But the boards tell you, they speak to you. Right down here, this is telling you what types of weapon Amelia can use. Experimental, pistol, or melee, what types of armor, what kind of special abilities that she will be able to get during the game, and then anything else you just throw in your backpack. And by the way, this coffee stain is supposed to be here. I'm not that messy. That's another little visual effect that we all really liked, was that it looked like this had been sitting in someone's messy office, like Mulder's office, and he got so used to having this junk there, he was just putting his coffee mug down on it. So it's really cool. They use ability scores. Like I said, this is a role-playing game to a degree, and the reason these empty spaces are here are in case you improve your abilities. You could put a little token down there to show that your ability has been improved. Now, the last thing I want to show you is how the sliders work. We have sliders in this game for level, for experience, for your damage track, and for your armor. And the colors are the color of the slider that you're going to use. And it's very simple. And it clips on really nice. Again, this is just the beta version. I don't know what the actual end game of if it's going to play out as nicely. But I got to tell you, for the beta version, the clips clip on well. They don't really clip on hard enough that it was leaving impressions and dents on this, and yet at the same time we were able to slide it back and forth fairly easily without a problem at all. So that worked out really good. I like the way the game levels up. We all enjoyed that. As you look at the XP chart, you're going to see where it says level 2, level 3, level 4. And I like the way it works because after you hit a level, you're back to 0 again. So it's not like you get 6 experience in your level 2 and then 2 more experience in your level 3. No, you gotta build back up to it. So just like any good RPG, the first few levels are easy to get, and after that, it's going to take you a little bit more encounters and fighting and stuff to do in order to go up. And the same thing here on your level. Every level, you're going to get a choice. No, level 4, you don't get a choice. But the rest of these levels, you're going to get a choice. When you get up to them, do you want extra health? Or would you like an extra intelligence? Would you like extra health? Or would you like extra strength? So you're improving your character physically as they're going up levels. And since you're getting stuff to improve their abilities, you're improving their skills. So it's a nice combination of a skill and level-based system for RPG I like. And the RPG is light enough so it doesn't feel like it's too much. It's not insisting upon itself. It's there. It works. It's really smooth. We did find it very smooth working with the RPG style of leveling up and experience. So yeah. So Amelia Earhart, they have great characters in this game. Fun characters. I think this game probably has some of the most fun characters to play that I've seen in a game. And Amelia Earhart is just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, we got the Smith family. Take a good look at this. This is a family from the 50s that has been atomically tested, and radiation mutant is what they made them, and then they sewed them all together so it's one family unit. And this is someone you get to play. You don't fight this. This is the first character I played. I love the Smith family. I love playing them. This is not a Cthulhian game. Who would have thought to put something like that in? This is brilliant. I love it. What a great character. You want to talk about great characters? Ryan's favorite character to play, Snippy Von Bell. You're not just playing a cow. You're not just playing a psychic cow that can strap machine guns to its back. You're playing a two-headed psychic cow that can strap military-grade weapons onto it. Who would not want to play this character? At least once you have to experience Snippy Von Bell. Also, nice little touch. Even though this is a cow, Snippy is actually the name attributed to what the media considers the first animal mutilation, which is attributed to aliens as well. And that was a show horse by the name of Snippy. So as far as we could tell, this is an honor to Snippy the horse. But come on, a two-headed psychic cow with machine guns. Wow. Wow. If you're tired of that, you could just play a disgruntled alien who's had it with his own people. I think he's a hybrid, too. I think he might have some... Oh, no, this is the hybrid. But yeah, you can play the actual alien. Not bad. Running from your own people. Now, also part of ufology law is the lizard men. Not that they have anything to do with aliens. Many ufologists believe that the lizard people are the pre-runners to the mammals, to the mammalian humans that like me, like I hope you. These are the forerunners. So here goes a hybrid that the aliens made using lizard man and human DNA. Wow. Pretty cool. Again, another interesting, unique character. You're not just playing a journalistic investigator. You're not just playing an ex-military con guy. You're not just playing a runaway. You're playing a two-headed cow or an alien or an atomic family that's been fused into one being. But if you want to play a disgruntled human, we got that too. We got this guy. Used to be a base security guy. You want something really fun? How about Hattori Hanzo? Am I saying that right? Legendary figure from Japanese history. Greatest, what was he? The greatest swordsman, greatest warrior in their cultural history. I might got that wrong. There's a little write up here. But yeah, you want to be a ninja? Hell with ninjas. Be a samurai. That's it. You be a samurai, man. Anyone can be a ninja. Just put on a black suit and jump around at night. And then human engineer Dr. Donna Haskin. And as I mentioned during our playthrough preview, me and the 20 Sided Warrior, actually it was Ryan was the one that caught on to this. I believe that this may be the company's nod to Doctor Who. If you remember, David Tennant's Doctor? 11 and 12, David Tennant, he had Donna. And she got infused with the Time Lord DNA and became known as Dr. Donna. Dr. Donna. There we go. So definitely, you have a couple of normal characters that you would expect to see, but look at them. They're some of the most unique characters I've ever seen for a board game. And that's great. It's, thinking outside the box. I mean, unless you're Doctor Who, he likes to think inside the box, but otherwise you want to think outside the box. And these characters, they really did it. They were really, and they all touch on urban myths and ufology. In fact, in the game, you can even get allies to help you from level to level. If you have the right combination of loot, you can actually get them to go an extra level with you. But you can get allies talking about urban myth, like Sasquatch, Nikola Tesla's ghost, Mothman, Goat Boy. So not only is this great for ufologists or people that just enjoy UFO mythology, urban mythology too. This game has it all. It touched on a lot of, I keep saying urban mythology because that's really what it is. This sort of pop culture urban myths. And it touches on it. Yes, God? What was that? And it touches on it beautifully, I think. It really does. It's tongue-in-cheek enough so it's not taking itself seriously, but at the same time, there's a little bit of a seriousness to it. So it really works that balance really well. So, what else can I say? I also find it interesting, while you're playing the game, you're not going around turn by turn by turn. Like, on this turn, I have this many moves, so I'm going to move this many spaces down the corridor. Because basically the corridors are all one space, and each room itself is just one space. So I like the way at the beginning of each round, you're going to decide who's going to walk into an area first. And then whoever does, they get to draw the encounter card. And it really eliminates the whole movement aspect of the game. You're just moving from spot to spot to spot to spot. You don't have to worry about rolling. You don't have to worry about getting items that will increase your movement so you can get to places faster. It works nice and simple. And that leads into the way the combat all works. Very nice and simple. It all smooths into itself. And the combat is just a series of dice skill checks. You're gonna look at the character here, and you're gonna see what their aim is, and you're gonna make a roll based on what your score is. It's very organic. The combat in this system flows very naturally. It's not complicated. You're not going to be referring to the rules probably after your first game. That's what we experienced. So I'm not sure what else to say. This game we found to be fun as hell. We found this game to be topical also, in the sense that ufology and ancient astronauts are still sort of in the zeitgeist right now. They're very big in pop culture. So it touches on that. And it's fun. As I said, we had a lot of laughs. That's definite. And any game that you get to the table for the very first time and your other players don't know, and you're all having a good laugh while you're playing the game, that's a great sign. So on Kickstarter, it's today is 27th. Today's the 27th of February. This is going to be up on Kickstarter in like 3 days, I think. I think this is going up in like 3 days. So I really suggest you go to Kickstarter, check out everything else about the game, take in consideration what I've told you, quite honestly and meaningfully. We're not getting paid for this. Maybe I should have said that up front, but I don't really think to say that because we don't get paid for anything. Unless you want to count, sometimes we might get a copy of the game. But that's pretty much every reviewer. There's no reason for me to tell you that this game was fun and worth playing, other than the fact that it was fun and worth playing. So go to Kickstarter, look up Secret Unknown Stuff, Escape from Dulce. This is by Sentient Cow Games, and if you notice their symbol is Snippy. Not a lot of games you get to play the symbol of the game in the game. Nice touch. Wait. Also, if this is successful, which I know it's got to be, they already have the sequel planned out. Secret Unknown Stuff, The Hollow Moon. I want this, besides the fact that I want this game to make its Kickstarter because I think it's a darn fun game. I think everyone that plays this is going to have some level of enjoyment to it. I think a lot of you are probably going to have a lot of level of enjoyment. But also, I want this game to succeed because I want to see Joey fix it. I want to see the monkey on the moon. I want to see a monkey taking a rocket to the moon. And not just any monkey. This is Joey Fix It. He's smart and stuff. So I'm your buddy, Big Johnny G. This has been a Kickstarter preview for Escape from Dulce. Don't forget to check us out. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. Right here on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing.